Hi, everybody. Hello. Anybody here? Oh, hmm. Oh, hola. ¿Cómo están? Ujú. Cansaditos. Mm. Ujú. Mm. Mm. Oh, I'm doing exercises. Sorry. Mhm. La, 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 la. Hola, ¿cómo están? How are you? It's the English portion of 45 seconds, no, 45 minutes with a Salesian of Don Bosco, which is me. For the time being, there's a lot of Salesians. There's brother Salesians, sister Salesians, and cooperator Salesians. And anybody who ever joins our church is a part of our Salesian family, clubs, schools. Once you're under a Salesian, you're a Salesian. Just like the Pope, he may be Jesuit, but he's also a Salesian because he went to a grammar school that was Salesian when he was a little boy. Isn't that amazing? So how have you been? I've been extremely busy. I was zooming all week, and I have another Zoom session to Sunday with the cooperators who are Salesians, intimate Salesians. And there's Jose again. Jose, how are you? How are you doing? Yeah, I'm still here, struggling, a struggling Salesian. Yes, yes, a struggling Salesian. Oh, I have to put my shirt down here. It's falling apart. Oh, dear Lord. So everybody's doing okay, I hope. Yes. No. No. Maybe. Yes. Let me see what's in here. Oh. Okay. So yeah. So here I am today. Remember, weekends no more because it's getting too hectic for me. I have all kinds of groups that I'm talking to now, and then just yesterday I had a group of women who are in a type of a group who helps them to be more assertive. They've been in families that are sometimes the husband is violent or mistreats them, abuses them, and they want to or are have a their husbands have an addiction that is ruining their marriage and things like that. They get together. There's about 20 of them underneath the patronage of a sister who's a psychologist. Some of them are counselors, etc., and psychiatrists. So their order is mainly that to cure and heal marriages and things like that, especially uh, to lead women to a more um, assertive power that they must exercise to be counted mhm, as persons by their husbands, etc., and their families. It's a beautiful program. So I gave a talk on Our Lady of Nazareth, how they can imitate her. She was not a little, weakling. She was a pretty strong woman. She had to be to witness all the things that were going on in her son's life, especially when they would make fun of him because they didn't think he was important enough to follow. They would think he's crazy. The families, what's with this guy? They wanted to put him away at one point in St. Mark and the Gospel of St. Mark. And yeah, then she was with him all the way through until he died on the cross, and she was there. She was always supporting him. She was the first follower of Jesus Christ. She was like the first apostle, really. Yeah, she was a real friendly and priestly person, like we all baptized, and we're prophets, priests, and royal persons. Well, she loved God very much. And whatever God wanted of her, she said yes. She didn't hold back, which is nice. Yeah, that's the best thing to say, to empower women. That's you took the words out of my mouth. So those sisters are trying to empower women to, yeah, it's very nice. Thank you, Jose, for that word. Joe Jose. Oh dear. So here I am today again. Like I said, I had a hectic weekend and we had a birthday party for the person who's in charge of the altar kids and who's he's like a sacristan. He takes care of us. And we had a he's all lives by himself, way out out there by the airport. But we came and then he likes movies, so we watched a movie on not Netflix, but on what's the name of that? Amazon something or other. Amazon, I forget. Amazon, I forget. It's an Amazon thing. And we watched one movie, and it was very nice. It was with Denzel Washington. It was kind of violent, but it was a good movie. It was good entertainment. He's an excellent actor. I went to school at his school, believe it or not, and I'm not an actor. I just direct plays and things. But I went to ACT to learn how to give the best to my kids. And sure enough, when we went to contests, we would win awards, like at the Sacramento um, tournament, drama tournament, and we won best ensemble. We won best actor, actress. What else did we win? No, that was in L.A. We won Best Actor, Actress, but we had to drive all the way from Richmond to down there to compete, and we did very well. We did very well. Salesian High School, we usually got awards for the best trying group and things like that. It was really nice, and yeah, those were the good old days, which are gone now. But yeah, it's amazing that time flies. So yeah, so I brought pictures of the Holy Land. Well, I just copied them off my computer to show them, where the Virgin Mary was. That's the Last Supper place, but that's also the upper room where they hid the apostles after Jesus died and resurrected. They were still afraid of the Jews. Then the Holy Spirit descends upon them, comes down upon them, and the Virgin Mary was there. She was always there backing everybody up. And she was there this is when John the Baptist baptized Jesus here in the River Jordan. And the thing is that, uh, when she was a Virgin Mary, she was living in Nazareth, and they didn't wear shoes usually. Inside the house, it was just earth inside the house too. They didn't wear shoes. They didn't. They were barefoot. But she did have sandals to walk, at least a mile to go to the well to get water every day. And then that's why they had jars there in the entrance to the room. Remember the jars that Jesus turned into wine? There were a lot of, because they had to wash the feet of the people coming to the party. And every day when they came in, they would wash their feet before going inside the house and leave their sandals out, or they didn't have any. Some, but Jesus had sandals because when he went to get baptized, John said, "I am not worthy to even untie one of his sandals." Isn't that nice? It was a nice thing that Saint John the Baptist said of Jesus. They were cousins. Okay, they were cousins. Um, Let me get my hearing aids here adjusted, and so hold on. There we go. And so yeah, Mary. Everybody thinks she's nice and clean and fit. No, when she gave birth to Jesus, she had to be in a cave or in a house nearby where she would stay there for 40 days to be purified. They believe in that purification, that if you had a baby, you were made impure and then you had to be purified. So she would have to spend 40 days. Thank God she had a boy, because if it was a girl, it would be 80 days that she'd have to spend to be purified. Isn't that weird? Yeah, that is so weird. Even then, there was a lot of, prejudice and anti-woman and stuff like that. So they were considered nobodies. So yeah, and she had to work real hard to make the food and crunch the, what do you call it, the seeds of the food of wheat to make bread and things like that. I mean, here you just go to the supermarket and buy things. Oh, they had a struggle. Had a struggle. Hello, Luth. They had a struggle to do. Okay, I'm out of the hospital now at home. Oh, thank you. Well, give them my best, or send me their emails, and I can pray for them today at Mass and La Misa of today. That would be nice, wouldn't it? So John Parra, wow, that was a while ago, and Gil Ruda Flores. He's part of that Jimmy Garcia thing. Remember Jimmy Garcia? Swish. He's got cancer. He's got cancer, and he's getting it cured. Radiation. And how are you doing, Frank? Francisco? I'll put your name down too, because you need prayers. You need lots of prayers. Just joking. Okay, so yeah, there's Tony. Hi, Tony. And Joe and Luz, ¿cómo está? So yeah, so the Virgin Mary, no, there was no picnic for her life. She had a struggle. She had a struggle, everyday struggle, but she kept on going. She was the first disciple of Jesus. Remember that. She was the one that, he learned from her, and then she learned from him because he was the Son of God. So she had to be real careful to learn from him too. But she taught him all the good stuff, how to behave, how to be nice to women, and how to be kind, etc., 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 and not to follow all those goofy rules that they had that were so anti-women. They were considered like servants, and they were not even allowed to go into the temple area, the central temple area, with their husbands. Their husbands, they were up in the balcony or someplace behind lattice work. So it just was, it was a time that wasn't their fault. It was the times. It was a patriarchal society. So the church changed a lot, especially with the Virgin Mary. All of a sudden, women were esteemed. And then by the time of the Middle Ages, the women were, held high as ladies and that sort of stuff, that knighthood and things are a little bit exaggerated at times. And finally, here, where they were not allowed to vote in the United States until, the suffragettes and stuff like that. But yeah, amazing how times change now. And they don't really look. We're still back to like the Black Lives count and things like that. They're not giving them justice. Excuse me. Food. Lots of lunch today. But yeah, they're not giving them the freedoms that they should have. Okay, sorry. So yeah, so there we are. So that's the talk I gave him. Here's a picture of the outside of the house where Jesus lived in Nazareth. And then this behind the altar is the little house that supposedly Mary and Jesus lived in. Just a room. Okay, just a little room. And this is the entrance to it, to the little room. That's the entrance right here, entrance. And this is the panoramic view of the church. And you have to go down the stairs and you can see the entrance right in the middle of the panoramic view. So can you see it? Panoramic view. Yes, see, that's where we went in. We had to enter there. Okay. And then this is where Jesus was born, right here on that spot. That's what they say. That's where Jesus was born. Went right in the middle of the Star, okay? And then this is the Church of the Annunciation, where the House of Mary is inside. It was huge. It's a huge, huge, huge church, beautiful church. So that's somebody gave me a trip to the Holy Land. Thank you so much. The lady, I don't know why they did that, but it was a big sacrifice on their part to send me to the Holy Land. It's amazing. It was amazing. I never thought I'd ever go to the Holy Land, but there I was. It's like a dream, really. It was amazing. Excuse me, I tell you, we had a party last night because it was the birthday of Alex and Alex likes movies. So I had just gotten Amazon Prime, that's what it's called. And we watched a movie with Denzel Washington. It was very good. It was very bloody, but it was a very good movie. And he likes action movies, so he was very happy. It was his birthday, so we had a big dinner here. And then he lives by himself in a little room way down there by, I forget, Burlington, I think. And so we had, so I'm falling asleep. Even today was a late, late, late show because I had to do Mass at 7. Then we went to this really excellent taqueria. It's called Chino's Taqueria on Balboa and 31st. As soon as I finished Mass here, I had to run over there because they close at 8. And so they have their burritos are so delicious. I mean, they melt in your mouth and they're just so glorious and good. I don't like all the meat and all, so I just have them put the refried beans with the green chili and some other stuff in there, and it's great. It's amazing. People can do things sometimes so well, and so we had a lot of fun. Now, does any Michaele Risotto? Oops, no last names. And there's Linda. Hi, Linda. How you doing? Does anybody have any questions that you would like to ask me? I will answer anything you want. Anything. You guys never ask me questions. In the other program that I have in Spanish, they ask me lots of questions like, what do you need to be a sponsor in confirmation? And can you be, yeah, you can be 16 years old. You have to be only one sponsor or two. If you have one, it could be one woman and one man. If it's two, you has to be a woman and a man. Cannot be a man and a man and a woman and a woman. I don't know why, but you can't. Okay, you have to be 16 years old. And it doesn't matter if you're 15 or 14, if the bishop says it's okay. So you can ask. Okay, what else? Okay, you have to have your sacraments, especially confirmation, but you don't have to have it exactly. You can be going to classes or something in the process of, but it's good that you're a good Catholic. I mean, geez, you're being selected as a model for the person you're baptizing or confirming, or even if you're just going to be one of those parents for communion, which is a Latino thing. And yeah, nobody followed except the Latinos. Okay, which is nice. Okay, anybody have any questions? Nobody? Oh, you guys are bad. Why don't you ask questions ever? My other group, I don't have a class. I don't have any class. So my other group likes to ask questions, and it makes it easier for me because I am such a volume of knowledge that you can ask me anything and I'll answer it for you. Not really. I have a lot of books that have answers to your questions, especially the canon law book and the Catechism of the Catholic Church by Francis what? Pope Francis the First. Okay, well, there's a second on the first. Yeah, is it possible to turn up your volume? Oh no, can you hear me? You know what's wrong is that I'm gonna take off my hearing aids because when I put my hearing aids on, can you hear me better now? Yeah, you see, when I put my hearing aids on, I think I'm talking loudly, but I'm not. So is it better now, Renee? Miss Garcia Chavez, can you hear me better? Yes, no, you're not answering me. Why don't they answer me? Is it better now? Yes, she says yes. So the hearing aids are excellent because I don't have to say what. but at the same time, it makes me talk softer because I think I'm yelling, which now I am. So, so ask me questions. Did Mary have other children besides Jesus? No. How do we know? Well, remember it says James is one of them was James, okay? Do you remember that? Anybody? Anybody? Do you remember that? Say yes. You're not saying yes. Does anybody remember that? That one of them was James? Nobody remembers. God help me. Nobody remembers where it said it was James, John, and his they were saying his brother. In those days, there was no assignation, there was no name for cousin. They didn't have any names for cousin or uncle, things like that. Everybody was like brother. Okay. They how do they know that? Okay, let me show you how they know that. Okay, how people who study the Bible, not just study the Bible like, yeah, this is I read the Bible. No, it's much more than that. Okay, much more. I will show you. Okay, let me see. Where are you people? Uh-huh. Okay. Okay.